Yeah.
Yo, 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 it's the Bright Idea Sports starring your guy Marcus and Kevin. Hey, 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 it's been a minute, but football is back.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We back in full effect. What's going on, everybody?
Hey man, hey, I'm doing too. Uh uh I'm doing very fine. I've been working out. Notice my sleek physique. I got a chin line and stuff like that. So, I'm being girly with it, being girly with it. So that's what I've been doing and working this summer. How about you?
Oh man, just been trying to stay safe out here in this COVID haven we got spreading around here, man. Just working and trying to keep my head above the water and get to football season.
It's here. I mean, we got two games on tonight, seeing some good activity. I'm liking what Rager's doing. Of course, Chase is chasing. So,
Yes.
that's a good thing. You just got back from the Bahamas.
Man, great vacation. Good to get out of here for a minute, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that for a minute.
Hey, man, all
This
I did was go to Florida to end that beach, the normal, sit on the
you
beach.
you went to you went to the danger zone, didn't
Hey, man, no hotels, had a house. We can separate from on the beach. Everybody was spaced out, so it was
I
some
know
good
that's
things.
right.
That's good, man. That's good. We've hadn't been on in a while, so there's a lot of things that's been cracking and happening. So we congratulate those Milwaukee Bucks on the championship. It was a good run. They caught a nice win, and I don't think they're gonna do it next year, but
Hey, sometimes you got to have the perfect storm to win a
oh, they had
championship.
the I thought Chris Paul had. I thought he was gonna get him one. I was pulling for him. I wanted him to get one, man. So, but didn't look like that was gonna be the case. Be the case for that. Um, what you got? What you talk about? I mean, the Olympics just happened. I mean, I guess we can start it up with the Olympics. What you think about
Man,
that?
the Olympics was great, man. Number one, it was good family time, spending with my daughter, letting her watch the Olympic sports and the athletes, and just seeing her and giving her inspiration that she can do whatever she want to do. She told me she's going to be an Olympic swimmer. I said, let's do it.
Ooh,
So, that's always just good to see. But overall, I'll say that the Olympics was great. You could see the talent around the world, man. I mean, the U.S. used to be like the U.S., Russia, and China used to always dominate. Like everybody else wouldn't do nothing. But you see countries that never won before winning, and you see it's just been was a great thing to watch, and I just enjoyed the whole thing, man.
yeah. Well, it was kind of somber because I mean, a lot of those cats missed their. I wonder if they were on the 4 year cycle. They got their time. Would they have performed better? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like some people they had because they have in their brain that date. You know what I mean? And now they had to push it back a whole another year. Body breaking down. Because the world, they're on the heels on the signature events. My man at
Yeah,
the bottom, Mr. Jacobs from Texas, but born in Italy. He's the new fastest man in the world.
man, I tell you, man. When my wife were talking about that, we were saying how these kids are being born in these countries, and they come to the U.S. and then the countries want to claim them because they were born there, and now our potentially basically American athletes are going to the country of their birth, and you're starting to see these guys pop up and win. Like someone, I think it was from the Netherlands, like they never won a track and field trophy or a medal or something, and this black lady won it, and I was like, wow, I guess that's how it's going nowadays with travel and people being worldwide.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean the women and the men's did that thing in basketball. Basketball got off shaky. Mark was in Vegas, and I told him, I said, "Hey man, put $100 on the USA to lose to France." Man, you left so much money out there for me, man. I don't know, Mark. I don't know if I can ever forgive you for that one. Oh, they play today? I said, yeah, I mean, today means tomorrow. You know, if you're doing it on the day of, you're already too late. You got to do it the day before. Man, the odds was it was 550 to 1. Oh man, he left $100. All I said is $100, man. Just you know, could have paid for
Hey man,
my darn yard work, man.
one day, one day you'll be able to make that bet yourself, my friend.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, they need to get that right, Georgia. We need to have us some sports books in the city, man. So
Yeah, man, we
hopefully
need
that'll
bad.
happen. Olympics, as usual, Olympics don't come without any drama. Our young lady, still our champ, Simone Biles, got a case of the twisties. Mark, have you ever got the twisties before?
Nah, man, and I can only imagine what that is like.
You
Good night.
flipping through the air off
And
of
don't know where you at.
do not know where you are. I mean, I do that just from drinking. Like if I
Me
get
too.
too buzzed, like walking from where I've been drinking to the bed. So
Man. But you know
so
what? It's a video on YouTube of gymnasts that have the twisties, man. They be messing themselves up, man. I'm talking about falling face first on the floor, hitting the beam. I mean, it's a real thing.
yeah, man, I believe it because I don't even know how I can't even form my body to flip. Like I go to the trampoline park with Kyle all the time, and he just jump off there, do a flip into the foam. I'm like, man, how do you know how to do that? Like, when I
Yeah.
do it, it's always to the side, or you know what I mean? Like, nah, I can't do this. It's not for me. So, but she has a lot of a lot of haters during that time frame. So, but they don't do what she does, and I hate armchair quarterbacks. I mean, we all are armchair quarterbacks when you come down to it, but sometimes you gotta like give some people some slack. You don't know what people going through, man. So,
Well, you got
um,
to think about it. And I was telling someone else this. Each generation talks about the generation after them as not being tough enough or not being as strong as they were. Back in the day, dudes played with broken arms in football. They didn't come out. They still played. Concussion, go back in.
yeah,
And then you move forward to now, if you look like you're a little dizzy, they pulling you out of the game. And, it says a lot about just progression and in terms of recognizing the issues, man, because sometimes pushing through doesn't necessarily mean a positive outcome.
hmm
I mean, we think about that as being tough and, you sucking it up and things like that. But at the same time, something like Simone was going through that could have caused her to be injured. You
I
know
mean,
what I
she
mean?
landed funny when she said it took place. So I mean, it's not like she was lying. You go back and look at the tape, and she's a squirrel. You know what I mean? She can handle hers. But I guess this will probably be her last Olympics. Huh? You think she got one more in her?
No, I think this probably it. She getting kind of old and heavy. These gymnasts are some little bitty things, but I mean, good. Shout outs to her to just bringing attention to mental health. We as a people as a whole don't really put a lot of stock into our mental health, man. And as you get older, you just realize the importance of having peace of mind and having good mental health, man, because it really does affect the rest of your health. So maybe some people get some help or talk about some of their issues to help with their mentals might be able to help them out.
Yeah, I mean, she did. I mean, she definitely got a career in gymnastics. She can open a gym and train any kid and make millions of dollars. And do it the right way. No sexual assault and all this other crazy stuff that go on in the gymnast world. But shout out to her for doing her thing. Um, Football's back, and football always comes back with the Hall of Fame. Uh,
Yeah.
2020 was delayed, so they had a 2-day type ceremony, and I really loved all of the speeches, but I definitely loved Edwin James's speech.
Yeah, yeah.
From
He really
gold
came from
teeth
nothing to something.
to gold jacket.
Yeah, yeah. Edgerrin James was one of my favorite players on Madden to torture you guys with. I used to have the RCA Dome, and it was rocking with Edgerrin James and Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. So,
Who's your tight
he
end?
holds a
Dallas
special
Clark.
place in my
Who's your tight
heart.
end? Dallas Clark.
Dallas, no, no, not Dallas. Dang, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, you had a couple of obscure teams back in the Madden days. The New York Jets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Travis, what the heck? The that tight end skinny post. He would throw it
Yes,
every.
sir.
He'll tell you when it's coming and still throw it. Still throw it. He's had a little drama to me with Calvin didn't give any shout out to that Detroit, so that's definitely probably. You think that ever going to be a make up situation?
I don't think so, man. I mean, you have a guy of his talent and caliber, and you can't put a team around him, and he still did what he did. It's just, I mean, I'll still be a little salty myself because you're not the GM. You don't pick the players, and
Yeah.
you wasted this man's prime as far as just putting some pieces around him so that they could at least be competitive. I mean, they weren't even competitive
At
when he
all.
was
He
there.
was
you
getting
know?
tackled for free. Like
Yeah. So
that's like when we went to that semi-pro game up there in Gwinnett. We was like, man, they don't have no trainers.
yeah,
Two
put your own
kickers.
bandage on.
Oh God! Shout out to Aubrey, the quarterback, our homeboy Aubrey. Man, he played, invited us to a semi-pro game. Man, they was hitting each other hard. I was like, is it in
Yeah.
the scouts in the stadium for him to be hitting us? This man said, I'm trying to make the special teams. He cracked him, and they went right over there to the ambulance. They took him right on to the hospital. So
They sure did.
so yeah, but I'm glad some of my faves in there. We got I love me some Lynch at the time. Definitely
Yeah.
love me some Woodson, Palomalu, Edgerrin, Bruce. That's Atwater too, right? Is that Atwater? I think that's Atwater up there.
Uh,
And Hutchinson. All
no,
those.
no, no.
That's not Atwater.
Is it?
It looked like him. I can't remember. I don't
Yeah.
remember him being on there. Maybe that picture's wrong. But yeah, definitely Peyton. He's definitely Mr. NFL lifer. From the womb, was groomed to be what he was. So definitely
Right.
iconic two classes.
Hey, they definitely made his bus look crazy as hell. I know that much. I was like, man, I've been mad as hell at that one.
You talking about how long they made his forehead?
Man, his forehead was so long.
I mean,
I know.
that looks like that scaled to size though.
I don't know. Well, they could have made his face longer
I
because
don't know.
they had his face real little.
Ed Reed had the best one. Ed Reed had a nice one. He had a nice one. When he had his bus reveal, he had the hair out. I said, man, that dude, whoever did this bus took some time on that one. So that was
Yeah.
definitely. So shout out to them. Turning our attention to some somber news. The legend Bobby Bowden played at Woodlawn High School in Birmingham, Alabama. Started his career out at Sanford, across the street from my high school. But Bobby Bowden passed away. I didn't know it was going to be that fast when he announced it. He said he had a terminal issue. I guess that was him, doing his coming to Jesus rounds. Good guy. Had a lot of players come out of there that, speak highly of him. It's a sad moment, but it sounds like he was content and he had a happy life. So anything to say with Bobby Bowden, Marcus?
Man, Bobby Bowden was Florida State football, man. I mean, growing up, starting to watch football, they were the team that was on top. Them in Miami, and you had Nebraska's and Oklahoma every now and then. But he was always at the top, and you always thought his team was going to be just killing people, which they did. And I
Threw the
respect
ball.
that about him.
They were
He had long-term assistant coaches that had been with him for a long time, and it just seems like he was able to get those guys in South Florida and different parts of Florida, inner city Florida, to come to Tallahassee and play and make it to the league, and he put a lot of guys in the league. So, I
he
think
filled it up.
they gave him a lot, and he also gave them a lot back. And, he was a legend in the game. It just makes me just feel like I'm getting older because I start to see guys that I've first seeing football come up.
You are. I
This
mean,
is the guy I
I
see.
don't look my age. I mean, I look but hey, just fighting off. My old lady do faces and Botox and stuff. I need to get some of that probably, man. But nah, I was sitting there thinking like, all the players that came out of Florida State and now that they got the NIL contracts, what would that total salary look like on a Florida State team if you put their all great team together? Man,
They kill him.
that $100 million, bro, easy.
Yeah, they'll kill him.
$100 million. Dion, Derrick Brooks, Amp Lee, Peter Warwick, Charlie Ward,
Ward done.
Dunn. Oh man, Winky, bro. They all have $1 million contracts. Plus,
Yeah.
Of course, Dion gonna have the most. Dion gonna have it all.
Right.
But
Right.
But rest in power, Coach Bowden. You seem like he was a one of a kind guy and stand up guy, and you had relationships with your players. and it was a true relationship as opposed to just a working relationship. You said Dion, and we getting ready to start football season, but we need to talk about our other guys, our other fellas. The SIAC being on, I think it's 10 games, isn't it, Marcus? Is it 10?
Yeah,
10
yeah,
games, and some of them, three of those games are our Morehouse College.
all
Um,
day.
all day. We got 3 games. We definitely going to play. I see Clark the October 30th, the weekend after homecoming, if there is a homecoming. We playing Clark, so that should be a good game. But the earliest game is going to be Morehouse versus Savannah State, and then the classic in Birmingham, Tuskegee versus Morehouse. So they moved that from Columbus over to Birmingham. Shout out to Mayor Woodfin, a Morehouse graduate. That's the mayor in Birmingham that got that cracking. He's doing some big things over there because they got a G League team in Birmingham now. That is amazing. So shout out
Yep.
to Birmingham trying to be.
But see, we can't forget to recognize the impact of this move, and this is what these black colleges are going to experience. You now, because you don't have large stadiums, so you're not selling out and selling 100,000 tickets, bringing the money in. You now are going to get a cut of a check that's guaranteed from a sports network that's going to go directly to your school. And the better that people in your conference do, or the more times they on TV, the more money that the conference is going to get. This is big moves for the SWAC. It's big moves for the SIAC. Even though they're not going to be on main ESPN or ABC, just the fact that they have an agreement with a sports network that's going to pay them money. And that should tremendously help the programs in terms of facilities, in terms of being able to help the students to be able to, pay for things and, things like that. So this is huge, man. This is what I was saying last year when we were talking about it, that, Dion, I'm glad he's doing what he's doing because it's getting them on TV, and they need to get a TV contract. And here we are the next year, both the SWAC and the SIAC got contracts with ESPN. This is huge. This history making.
Yes, it is, man.
Yeah, man.
Because when you do that, you can upgrade your facilities, like you said. And then, like I was showing KJ today when I dropped him off at Morehouse today. I said, that used to be the football office right there. He was like, what? I said, yeah. That used to be the football office. I'm sure they got a better office now, but
Right.
that used to be and that's what we just kind of came to expect. We work with what we got, just kind of how making sugar out of dirt. So, but that's.
I only have one suggestion to ESPN. There's one suggestion, and I know it's probably against everything football.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all at halftime got to show some of the halftime show. You get your viewership up so big if you just show the halftime show. I'm telling you, it'll be millions that'll tune in from a certain hour when the game on just to see the halftime show. It's something to see for black college football. So you need to, do your recaps of what the scores are, but put the bands on at halftime, man.
Yeah, they need to do that. But I mean, don't they both get 15 minutes though?
With this new contract, it may be different. They got to go.
Yeah, maybe they need to give them like 12 minutes apiece, so it'd be a 24-minute halftime or something. I don't know, but I mean, because on this SWAC schedule that's going to be on ESPNU and ESPN3, these some of the gangster bands and all of black college sports. I mean, Jackson State.
Right.
I only see Tennessee, because Tennessee State, they're in the MEAC, right?
Right, they're in the MEAC.
Yeah, in the MEAC. But if they were out there, but definitely Jackson State, Alabama State, and of course the marching Florida A&M Rattlers. They love it. They love to put a good show on. But
First game.
But this is a good look. It's a good start. Like when we first put Dion on, we were kind of doing the typical move, cracking jokes and trying to show him up. Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to beat him and stuff. Just beat him and keep it moving. But to do the little jokes and the little disrespect, this man's trying to be like influential. And he actually came to do it as opposed to just talking about it like some of our talking heads do in our community that don't ever really do nothing. So.
But you know how it is, man.
Yeah.
You roll up in here, you think you big and bad. Even if you don't think you big and bad, that's how the community looking at you. And then they got to just show you, this my hood.
He big and bad. He know how to do it. He know how to work it. He knows how to work
This my hood, Kev. This my hood. You coming in my hood, player.
Yeah, you breaking the man car and stuff like that. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But shout out to the HBCUs getting that money, getting that money, getting that money. Um,
Hey, tune in either whether you watching it or not. Just turn it on your computer or whatever and just let it run. They need the viewership, you
yes,
know.
we will. We all have that going. All these streaming devices I got in this house. Um, Now we talking about the big boy conference where we come from. SEC has welcomed two Rudy Pooties to the league. uh, what you think?
I mean, for them, I think it was a smart move because everybody want to play in the SEC in terms of the players and knowing they're gonna get the TV exposure in the big time games.
Mm-hmm.
But the move wasn't that because they'll be able to come in and compete and dominate. The move came because they know the money and the writings on the wall for the Big 12. SEC was going to get that money. They go into the playoffs every year. They getting way more money than any other conference. So now they want a slice of the pie. I think it's a good move on their behalf as far as the SEC. I just think they need to come up with a better plan than these pods because nowadays, I mean, you have tradition because it was the distance that you lived or had to travel to the school. It's close to where you are. But
Mm-hmm.
now we move to more of a national game, and you got to go to Oklahoma to play them or Texas. So I think it's a good thing because now it adds more exciting. It adds more exciting games to the SEC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it does, and the real battle to me is now going to be between them three schools in one state. That's going to be
Right.
well. I always Oklahoma. I mean, it's just right on the line, but you know that Red River area plus that Red River shootout adding Texas A&M, like that's why Texas A&M didn't want them in there because
That's right.
they had that edge. That's what they could say on the recruiting trail. You know, hey, we playing the SEC though. You know, hey,
Yep.
you're gonna get exposure. So they
Right.
it's definitely gonna be some talking about each other when they get over there, boy. And I'm sure Sarkeesian already started.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
already
But
started.
but they're gonna have to change up somewhat how they play if they want to compete with the big boys in the SEC. They're going to have to find some kind of defense somewhere
Yeah.
because if they don't, they're not going to be able to compete with the big boys year in and year out. It's cool you going out and throwing against Big 12 defenses, but you never know. Sometimes a Kentucky will show up with a defense and lock you down. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just depends on the year.
Yeah, it does, and that's what I'm saying. Like they better have the game right. But I think Sarkeesian got exposed to enough to know where they're lacking. You know, not saying. I mean, Texas is a big state and they got a ton of talent, but some of that talent sneak up out of there a lot of times. But it's gonna help keep some of it at home, for sure. You can play right in the
Yeah,
backyard and then play on the biggest stages every Saturday. You know, it's 3:30 and 7. I mean, 8 o'clock games. You know, it's gonna be a fun time. But excited about that to get that started. That'll be in what we got a couple more weeks for college, right? Yeah,
yeah.
a couple more weeks.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, we got to get some fantasy draft in that same following weekend, I think. So it's gonna work out. Um, Football's on NFL. Me and Marcus said we're gonna break it down. Instead of talking about every team, we're gonna talk about the division. So we start in South because that's where we live, and we're gonna start home in the NFC South. To talk about some things, and if you guys have something to say, because I know I got more. Seems like I got more Saint friends than I have Falcon friends sometimes. But but it's definitely something that I think our division is going to be strong. I'm going to start with the Saints because that's the most active, drama field thus far this off season and in the what you call it in the camp. What you got? Talk to me. Tell me something.
Saints, I'm worried about the Saints. They got a lot of disarray going on. People retiring, cats getting a
Late
operation
surgery.
right before the doggone season. You don't know who your quarterback is. You don't have any well-known receivers. It just seems like it's in chaos, and it really first year after Drew Brees, it's really gonna have to be on Sean Payton to pull all this together and make it work. I was talking. I mean, I thought that their window of opportunity to win the Super Bowl closed maybe like 2 years ago,
You mean the
and
Rams
I
game?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought too.
I just think that they are a good team that doesn't really have what it takes to be great. And it's going to be about mentality, and I'm just not really all that hopeful. Our boys keep talking about Winston for MVP and all those different things, but it's hard to change old habits. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, he's in good shape. I mean, he looks like he's taking it super serious, so that is a good thing. I say the same thing, man. Like Drew Brees, man, that was for 13 years, that was your solid. Like, if anything else went wrong, we always knew we had somebody to get it to the right person in the right position and call the right play. They ain't been here in a while, so it's looking foreign to them. And our Saint friends and family that love them to death, they still, I mean, you're supposed to cheer for your team, but I think they getting some smoke screens. They're gonna be down here with us.
Yeah,
with us.
Next man up is a little harder than what it sounds like. It's easier to say next man up.
It's terrible. Next man up.
But I mean, like I said, it come down to Sean Payton, because I mean they still should be good at running. They got Alvin Kamara, they got Latavius Murray still. It may not be all of the.
They added our old running back too,
Dante Freeman. So I mean, it may not be the up and down, highlight type plays, but if you call the game right and run the ball and control the clock,
they still
you
got
can
a solid
do big
defense.
things.
I mean, I can see
defense still solid.
Still solid. So it's gonna be interesting, because I'm gonna let them know if they losing. So they let us know when we losing. I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna be on it. Shawn Micah, I know you might be sneaking in and out watching us on the show today, but I know you're gonna have some lives, man. You're gonna be like, yeah, we are 0-5.
So what you calling the Saints record? What you think? 17 games.
They'll split with us. They're gonna lose to Tampa Bay twice. I'm just gonna do conference record.
Yeah.
So one win there, and they'll split with the Panthers. I think they're gonna be in the bottom half. I give them, what was that, 2-6, 4 losses.
No, that was yes, 6.
Yes, 2.
Yeah.
You got to play each other twice. So
yeah.
So I give them 4 losses in that, 2 wins.
2 and 4.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm going.
Boy, you rough on them, kid.
I'm rough on them, bro. I'm going hard on them. They got Jameis Winston, man. I don't know what they selling down there. They vaccines down there must got some delirium in it. So, because I don't know, Jameis got to show me something else. I like Jameis, but I don't know. What you got?
I got them beating Carolina twice, splitting with the Falcons, and losing to the Bucks twice.
Yeah.
So
you just 3-6 then. 3 and
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So that's all right. That's all right.
I give them 3 victories.
Yeah. All right. So let's move over to the home team. Falcons.
I wore this jersey in mourning today. Our best player got put away. But you know what, man? I just shake my head and just hope that a new day is here, man. Because, I mean, Julio great and all, he still didn't get us that championship that we needed. And I don't know if he had it in him to even get us that before he retired. So I only put my hope in the young guys. I think that our defense has not improved, so we still going to give up a lot of points. Matt Ryan, we got to get a running game, but, I mean, maybe they'll give Allison a chance to get back there and show what he can do, because Mike Davis is Mike Davis. So we'll see what happens there and see if Calvin Ridley and Pitts are the duo that they think they're going to be. But not expecting much out of these guys this year. I'm not getting my hopes up at all. If they win, it'll be a surprise, because I just don't think they got the defense first and foremost to stop anybody.
I mean, they've been watching. They got a couple of highlights. They say Terrell's playing a little bit better. But I'm just skeptical too, man. Our defense, if we can't, I mean, maybe Arthur's going to put us in a more tentative type offense, throw it, more how Tennessee does it. But hell, we don't have a Derrick Henry in the backfield. So what else? I mean, what can we do? Like, that's what I'm just confused as much. I mean, I give them losing to Panthers, but Bucks twice for sure. Splitting with them and probably splitting with the Panthers too, man. So Falcons right there alongside to me with the Saints, man. I don't see anything that's just popping out that's making them gonna be. But Hey, we'll see when they play on next. Was it next Friday? They play tomorrow, don't they?
Play
They play.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
yeah.
play the Titans. So we're gonna see, kind of, maybe his philosophy on how he runs things, because we already know how Peyton do it and we know how Arians do it, and probably need to see how Rule does up in North Carolina. I mean, with the Panthers too, to see kind of how they're gonna run it. But he got a definite quarterback with a strong arm that really ain't been used yet. So maybe calm him down and get him
Well,
rocking.
well, I
So
definitely guarantee that the first round pick, Kyle Pitts, is gonna have a stellar first season.
oh yeah, they're gonna feed
That's
him. They're
that's
gonna feed him like
that's gonna
Julio.
happen.
They're gonna feed him
Those
like
linebackers in the NFL are in trouble.
yeah. He gonna get his numbers. He's definitely a
Mario
great.
Davis, you better eat your Wheaties because he gonna burn you. Just saying that for the Saints. Let them know.
Mike Thomas. And by the way, Mike Thomas, if you do want to come to Atlanta, come on, man. We got you. We'll take you. You want to get out of
He
there?
costs too much. He
Yeah, he
costs too
do.
much.
Costs too much to catch first downs all the time.
Right.
Well, he had 510 catches. Man, that was like
Yeah, for 2
6-yard routes.
touchdowns.
Man, come on, bro. All right, moving on up to Carolina. Carolina got him a new quarterback, a new look, new spirit. Christian McCaffrey probably is not going to be getting burnt out like he had in the previous regimes. What you got?
I like you were saying, Darnold never really had a line up there in New York, and we really don't know what he can do with a quality line. I think he got the receivers. I think he got the running back. I just think that he needs to come in and perform at the where they think he's supposed to be. I mean, football is a lot of psyche too, and I don't know if he can just come in and all of a sudden be this big time baller. But I mean, with what they have, I think they're going to be a middle of the road team because their defense sucks as well. But it's just going to come down to whether or not Darnold is what they saying he is, and between him and Matt Ryan, we know what Matt Ryan's going to do. We don't know what Darnold's going to do.
You got him. I got him split with everybody. I think they can sneak up on Carolina. I mean, on the Bucks.
It's hard to call it, I'm gonna go 3-3 just because I don't know which way they're gonna go. I really don't. I can see them beating all three one time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I really don't know because they're
definitely.
coach. It's because of coaching. I mean, Matt Rule is a pretty good coach, and
Yeah, he's a
he
motivator.
can.
That's B-Dub boss.
Yeah,
Up at Temple. So I think I think his players. I mean, they must want to because Robbie wanted to be traded there. Remember, he got down there
right.
when he came. He coached him at Temple. He actually quit football. I think that was when Brandon first got there, and he said he had met him one time. He came down, and Brandon was chatting with him. He's like, "Yeah, man, you need to come back." They say you like the truth, like. He said between talking to him and Rule, finally got him to come back to school. And look how that year Temple had when Matakavich and all them boys was balling and got on
Right.
TV, undefeated against Notre Dame. They lost, but hey, they made it to the big time. Moving on to the champs. Will the champs repeat? Is the question.
Well, they're gonna win the South. I mean, that goes without saying. Injuries is gonna be the limitation for this team, and the biggest one is they got to keep Tom Brady healthy. I think
He keeps himself healthy. He's not even
yeah,
gonna
but
get.
with injuries, freak things happen.
Yeah.
I'm real curious in the running game, with how it went because uh, Jones was a little bit better than Fournette in terms
A little
of
bit more pop. He ran with a lot more
yeah.
pop.
Yeah. And I don't know if Fournette was out of shape or he wasn't really into it, but we'll see. OJ Howard come back.
Ooh,
We'll see.
Lord, I
We'll
hope they
see
use him.
how they use him.
I hope they
You
use him.
still got AB and Godwin. I mean, they just loaded, man. The defense,
They
that's the
didn't
other
lose
part too.
nobody. They got their whole team back.
But complacency may be their worst enemy because you win, you kind of be like, hell, I just won the Super Bowl. I'm good. And you don't play as hard. You're not as hungry.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the limiting factor. And Tom Brady, if he the dude that they say he is, he should motivate them to win. So I
Yeah.
see him winning the South.
Hey, I talked to Rob and he said, "Yeah, man, we're gonna do this again. This easy down here. I thought it was easy up there in New England. He said it's easy down here, brother. He said it's easy down here.
Oh,
that boy, Wildcat. So I guess that kind of covers our NFC South. It's about to start. Give us a couple, 3 more weeks, and we back in party time. Keeping it in the South. It's a lot of new stuff going on, a lot of new faces, and a lot of drama down in the bottom right. So I'm gonna start the drama on the bottom right.
Man,
He went off
Deshaun
today.
Watson.
He went off today. He said he told the reporter, he said, "Why do y'all keep filming me doing the same thing?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, man, he went
This
for
has to be the worst. This is about as worst as Cuomo, man. I
yeah.
mean, this got to be the worst of just the same story over and over, like he a serial massagist or something, man. You just get the same massage over and I'm just like, dude, what are you? But anyway,
Touch me,
I
touch
don't know
me.
what the Texans gonna do because I don't know if he gonna play. I don't know if he gonna get
I
suspended.
mean, he got
I
to
don't
get
know what's gonna
suspended
happen.
because it's already conduct. We know he's gonna get a suspension, but I mean, why keep him? I guess because he's worth so much value for draft picks. They probably asking for too much. That's probably what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. And then
But
teams ain't really ready to pull the trigger because they don't know what's gonna happen to them. You know?
I mean, Sean Payton might sneak around and get him. You never know. I mean, that'll be a whole different ball game. I would love for him
Man,
to come home though. Oh my goodness, I love for him to come to the house. I don't know what the Texans are gonna do. They starting quarterback is Tyrod. Drop your long Taylor. Uh, it's gonna be it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
they lost
They're gonna
everything,
finish
man.
in the bottom for sure.
They're gonna be that's the cupcake of the week right there.
Oh yeah,
Houston Texans
that's who you
and the
want to
new
see.
coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick him on DraftKings though, cause nobody gonna pick him. That's how you get the little easy points. They gotta throw it to somebody. So
True.
keep the Texans
Somebody got to
out of it.
catch it.
Exactly, exactly. Uh, let's start with Tennessee now. Some real teams, some teams that's trying to do some stuff. Arthur Smith, OC gone, but really Frank, what's his name? He calls it defense more. But what do you think the offense is gonna look like? Similar, or are they gonna try to open it
Yeah.
up with?
Nah.
They got two bona fide 1A and 1B receivers.
But it was already open, man. Their receivers just was dropping the balls. That was the problem. So I think they're gonna keep the same philosophy. You're gonna still see two tight end sets. You're gonna see Derrick Henry toting the ball. You're gonna see Julio and AJ Brown on the outside, and they actually catch the ball. You're gonna see Tannehill trying to yeek it. I mean, I think they still in good position.
For
I still
offense,
think
defense
they're
stinks.
one or two defensive pieces away from being a contender because the thing is they play the right style of football in terms of ball control with Derrick Henry, but they can't stop nobody. That's the
So
problem. They
like
can't
the
stop a
Falcons can't get
soul.
no sacks, nothing. Just be
Nothing.
terrible. Um, they're gonna they're gonna beat Jacksonville twice, Houston twice, depending on what type of Colts team we get. Beat them, split with them. What you think?
That's what I see for sure. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I see.
Yep, because Carson sounds like Wentz sounds like him and the guard are trending towards playing week one. From their broken feetses, so it's kind of freak that both of them hurt their foot. But yeah,
That is.
I got him doing that. But I'm kind of excited to see. I hate to say I'm excited to see uh, Derek. Julio and AJ see what they're gonna do. So it's gonna be
Julio already hurt, man.
See, soft tissue. Julio, touch me, Tony. You hit him with a pillow. He out for 3 games. He just be like,
Out
come
for
on.
3 games, baby.
We need to get Malcolm. We need to get Malcolm to come on here one day and do his thing live with us and talk about the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him on Facebook, see if he interested in coming on here and chatting with us. I listened to. I was doing the not the XM NFL show listening today, and they were at Jacksonville's camp. They were talking to Trevor Lawrence. Man, he got a
Yeah.
pretty good. He's pretty stout. He seems like he is poised to do well. I'm
Yeah.
not saying Justin wasn't, but I mean he sounds very NFL ready. I mean they were asking him some questions about I saw you threw a back shoulder fade to Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones gonna have a good year this year, by the way.
Hmm.
Marvin Jones, and you guys kind of were off sync. I saw you look at him, and you like both of y'all did your hand, whatever. And he said, did you guys talk? He said, yeah, we talked about it, because practice, I'm new. There's a pro, we got to get this stuff down now to feel confident when we. This is his answer. He said, well, to feel confident when we're in the game, that we don't feel nervous to run that play if we know where we're supposed to be, where you're supposed to cut. I know when I'm supposed to throw it. Blah blah blah. So we can't be having, you cutting your route off short. Blah blah blah. I was like, man, he sound like a coach. But I think his dad coached football, didn't he?
He
Yeah,
did.
he was a coach's kid.
But
That's what I was.
Trevor Lawrence is reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert, man. He got the raw talent enough to be successful, but he's gonna make mistakes because he's a rookie, and these defenses are clever. I mean, they gonna confuse him. You know what I mean? So I think he's gonna be okay. And I was having this conversation with Mark. I was just saying what puts him above Justin Fields to me is that he doesn't lock in on his primary receiver. He actually goes through his reads and he'll throw the ball or he'll run and pick up yards. Justin Fields locks in on his first read, and after that he finna hit hitting the highway. And that's why I think that Trevor Lawrence has a better shot in the NFL right now with his skill set, and he's only gonna get better. I think that I'm with you, Kev. I think Marvin Jones gonna have a big year. I think Shenault gonna have a big year. Oh, yeah. I think DJ Chark gonna have a big year. I think ETN's and
on the PPR list.
And don't forget they got the Robinson boy as the running back who still is there, who was balling last year. They just a few more picks away.
Lord have mercy.
I'm telling you, Kev, they're gonna be something to deal with.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough. I think they're gonna make some big time. This gives me that Mark Brunell, Nate Burleson type feel to this team. So Kyle Brady,
but they defense up.
Yeah,
but they defense up.
They sold all their defensive players a long time ago.
Everybody.
So, but I mean, you're gonna see what happens. But NFL, hell, it's really not stopping. It's really more just make a key play. It's like pro basketball. Hey man, can I get 1 or 2 stops at the right time and
make a stop.
Make a stop. Moving over to the Colts on our last little chat about some NFL, NFC, AFC South. You think Carson being back with his original OC is going to be a different story?
I think so because he won't be running for his life with the Colts offensive line. They actually have a good offensive line, and I think when Carson feels like he's protected, he plays a whole lot better. So I'm expecting him to have an okay year. He has the weapons to be good, but we still remember now that year he was in Philly. When he got hurt, he was having the MVP year.
Oh yeah,
and that's the thing, that he has the ability to do it. He just has to be in the right setup, and I think he could be successful in Indianapolis just because they're gonna keep him upright. Phillip Rivers, self can
because that O line was really made for Andrew Luck, and then he left, wasn't it?
Exactly.
That's what it was.
And Phillip Rivers, that's why he came, because he had an offensive line and he wouldn't get hit that much.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good look. We're gonna see if without tippy feet, see how Carson does. But also shout out to the coach Darius Leonard for getting paid.
Woo! Alabama's own.
South Carolina State, HB. I tell you, some talent down there, y'all. Y'all got we know it's some talent that resides in there where the money resides. So shout out to him getting that $99.25 million deal done a couple of days ago and being the highest paid linebacker in all of football. So
he's good.
Oh
that
yeah,
boy good.
Oh yeah, he's definitely good. That's the one that was who he talked to crazy. Was it Aaron Rodgers? Not one Aaron Rodgers. It was maybe Brady. Somebody. I remember he said something to him. He said I'm gonna see how he feel when I'm on top of him.
Right.
I can't remember who that was, but that was pretty cute. It was pretty football cute. Jonathan Taylor, breakout year.
Yeah, he was revving up, and they were sharing a lot of carries. But I think this year, if he's healthy, I think he'll be the man, and he's gonna show out, man. That's a good running back.
Let's go through the receivers. Pittman,
come up, breakout season.
Breakout. Ty, time to retire.
Time to get up out of there, brother. He hurt too much.
Yeah, he's got a coaching career. He's soft tissue injury magnet too. Like, when did he get hit? He fall on the ground when he kind of Isaac Bruce it, Oz Hakeem it, catch it, get down. But I think they're going to be all right. And then Mo Alley Cox, but they got a new tight end they say they really like a lot, but it seems like Alley Cox always be in the hunt. And then what's the other guy's name? Is it Dallas something? What's their other quarterback? Wide receiver or tight end?
Not Dallas Clark, but
I can't think of his name right now. But I think they're gonna be all right. I think that, like I said, they're gonna beat the Texans. They'll probably beat the Jaguars because they're a better team and they're younger, and split with the Titans. I think they might have identical records as far as that goes.
That sound about right.
Yeah, that's gonna be the two top. That's who's battling for the top, but because Texas, you count them out. It's a three team league.
Yeah,
3-team
yeah.
league. I guess that's all I got for right now, man. I mean, we back on the
Man,
show.
we got a couple games in London this year. Falcons are going over there, and you know,
You gonna go
just
over
getting
there?
ready for the season, man. It's hell no, it's COVID nightmare over there.
Yeah, I know. They open it up at somebody gonna go get them some fish and chips and some haggis. They don't even sound good.
Man,
Haggis.
Matt Jones gonna take a Cam job, man,
Oh
guarantee
yeah,
it.
number 50 in practice is gonna do that. Every time he had that
Yeah,
jersey on, I'm like, who's the dude number 50 throwing the ball? And they say it's Mac Jones. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
an easy job to get.
Yeah,
Yeah, throw the
something ain't
ball.
right about Cam, brother. Something ain't right.
His arm, bro. His arm gone, man. Cam
His
threw
stuff
too
is
many
gone,
picks,
man.
and I hate to say
Yeah,
that. He came out of running, and the way Auburn used him, them NFL licks in the SEC. It
yeah.
just caught up to him, man. We got a
I feel
successful
bad
marketing
for him.
career though. I mean, he's a quirky guy. He's quirky, like
Yeah, sip and smoke. He got his show.
yeah, yeah. He's definitely he's a character. So that's all I got, man. What you got this
Hey,
weekend?
man, we didn't talk about the coaches poll for college football, man.
Oh, I didn't
I
even
wonder who
pull that.
number one.
I didn't even make us. Who's number one? Hmm.
Who you think?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't. Man, I don't know
What you think?
who is number one. Let me
I
take a
give you a
guess.
hint. I give you a small hint.
Alabama maybe. Alabama.
Again. Again. There
Oh
it
my
is.
goodness! You know that's it. You don't know what time it. We always
We'll
there,
talk about
man.
that next week. We'll talk about that next week.
We
We ain't gonna
always there. We always there. We always there. Them boys getting paid down there too, though.
yes. This licensing thing ain't working out.
Boy, who you
I
telling?
can't wait for college to come out. That's gonna be fun.
Man, these fellas they making some killing. Like you think they getting paid up front or they getting paid like over time, over the season period?
Oh, I think it's over the season for sure.
They
Because
can't
you
be
come
making.
out here and be a cupcake, they're gonna say this contract is over.
Yeah. They need. Oh, he just threw a touchdown. Who was that? That was not Mason Rudolph. That's the other boy. Why Josh Dobbs don't never get a run, bro? That's what I always wonder.
I don't know, man. I
Never get
don't
no
know.
run. A new
He
Charlie
stay on
Batch.
he stay on the ground.
New Charlie Batch. Well, hey y'all, glad to be back. Try to get in there. We really want you guys to call in because I know y'all chat on these lines. I see these text messages on the chat in the comment section. So come in, check us out. We'll chat it up and see what y'all think. But in the meantime, that's us. I got nothing else. Marcus, what about you?
Man, see y'all next week. Stay safe.
Yes, sir.